Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special Lords of the Night, where it is the Scribe and Money show. And we didn't do this on purpose. We need to say, get better soon, Satsu. We miss you. But with me, as always, your Lord of Punishment. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
And I'm your Lord of Pain, the Ranting
And who are
Monk.
you?
And we're here to entertain you for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, but who are you?
I just said I'm the Ranting Monkey.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I did.
My sound must have cut out then. I apologize.
Yeah, I said it right after I introduced you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now, for some reason, shortly after I start a live stream, there's a moment where everything cuts out for a second and I don't hear anything.
Oh.
I don't know why that is, but it seems to be persistent now, so whatever.
YouTube's a dick.
Maybe.
Speaking of dick, let's get this out of the way right away. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button, you guys, and share our stuff because YouTube doesn't, because they're bastards.
We already have a birthday request.
Well, we'll get to that in just a second.
Okay.
There's a few people who pointed out that my name has a K in it. Yes, it does.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
This is some stream lore for you guys. I sometimes misspell my own name, and I've done it in several titles. And it just became a thing we do when it's just me and Scribe.
Yeah, there was a time where about 2 or 3 streams in a row would be like the Scribe and Money show, and he meant to spell monkey, but left out the K, and I had to point it out to him a couple times, and it just became that kind of thing. So this is not a fundraiser for me; it's an inside joke for us and all of you.
Yeah, it's my inability to spell. That it actually works out well. I mean, if you're gonna misspell monkey, money's not a bad way to go.
G-money.
G-money.
Our money. That's you.
Oh,
our money. Yeah. Our money.
Whose birthday? I have
someone, and I apologize, I don't recognize you, but perhaps you've been around. I just don't see chat that often. Polo says, Monkey, it's my mom's birthday today. Could I get a song for her to listen to later? Her name is Deb, and just because you'll ask, she is too tall for you.
I'll be the judge of that. How tall's your mom?
I'll be the judge of that.
I'll be the judge of that. Okay, let's do this. Deb, your child has requested this for your birthday, and I'm not sure that that's a good thing or a bad thing.
You know what I think of when I think of Polo for some reason? I think of Thurston Howell III. Like Polo, like there's sort of like the rich man's game.
Right. Yeah, he did play.
Yeah. Okay.
Deb, when you hear this, I hope you're happy with our rendition of your song for you on your special day. And a 1 and a 2.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Your son says you're too tall.
Happy birthday to you.
Or your daughter. I didn't get that part. Happy
birthday,
dear Deb.
Dear Deborah.
No matter how tall you are.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Deb. I hope you have a great one. I really do. Or had a great one if it was today. My throat, guys, man. It is messing up on me. I apologize for that. Most of the breaks in there were not on purpose, like most times. Excuse me, Jesus. Satsu got me sick over the internet.
That's right. You got a bug.
He gave me a computer virus. Actually, if you guys were watching our game stream 2 nights ago, was it? Yeah, Monday night. Squishy sounded horrible in the background. And we heard Satsu last night. So I hope both of them. Hi, Monica. Hi, Squishy. She doesn't like to be called Monica. Hi, Squish. I hope both of you are feeling better. I really do. Get well soon, you two. As much as I would love to have Satsu back, I really hope you guys are feeling better is much more of an issue. Squishy, how tall are you?
We have another birthday.
Whose birthday is it now? Alyssa.
Alyssa.
I'm sure I've asked you before how tall you are, but Alyssa, This one, because I see you're listening. I see you're out there. I see you're paying attention to my voice right now. This one is for you, and a 1 and a 2.
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you.
yeah.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, dear Lisa. At 5-1, nice. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Alyssa. I hope you had a great one. And man, that's 2 right off the bat. That's awesome. That's how I like to start the night, guys. I like singing.
I know, right?
I don't sing well, but I sing with
purpose.
Purpose. That's right. That's a good way to put it. Speaking of purpose, do we have any purpose in the world today? Is there any news?
There is news.
You know what I forgot?
Yeah, I know what you forgot, but I thought we'd see how far we could get before you've remembered.
Scribe, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I thought you were going to do...
I already did that.
Oh, that's right, because I'm stupid. Because I got mixed up. Oh, that was amazing. Awesome. That was amazing. I deleted my mind of the thing I thought you had not said, but you had said it. But I forgot the thing that you didn't say, and then you asked, and then I remembered because I'm stupid.
Scribe is more worried about our silly little catchphrase than me asking how he's doing.
Because I know nobody cares.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. How you doing tonight, Scribe?
Today was a productive day at work. Some of the things that had been broken have now been purportedly fixed. I will find out for sure tomorrow with the morning's results of tonight's processing of things. Other than that, yeah, I'm good. I also want to thank everyone for assisting on Twitter in my sort of tilting at windmills towards trying to get the real James Woods on the show.
I saw that.
I know the odds are decidedly small, but regardless, I appreciate everyone's enthusiasm for the idea. So, and I have other internet stuff to talk about later, but we'll save that for the appropriate portion of the show. But yes, I have news if you're ready for news. But how are you, monkey? Oh wait, you kind of
I don't want to talk about how I am. How about we move on to the news?
Sure. Do you like bankruptcies?
I know the one you're talking about, and I'm okay with it.
All right. Well, USA Gymnastics files for bankruptcy after hefty lawsuits over Larry Nassar. USA Gymnastics has filed for bankruptcy as the 200,000-member organization struggles to recover from the Larry Nassar sexual abuse scandal. The filing Wednesday will help, quote, expedite an equitable resolution of the claims made by the survivors of sexual abuse perpetrated, well, I guess it's kind of the same thing, by Larry Nassar, USAG said. We owe it to these brave women who have come forward. The organization said the filing for bankruptcy protection doesn't change its day-to-day operations. Attorney John Manley said that USAG's leadership, quote, has proven itself to be both morally and financially bankrupt. This bankruptcy filing will suspend all lawsuits by Nassar survivors and their ongoing efforts to discover the truth about who at USA Gymnastics and the U.S. Olympic Committee knew about Nassar's criminal conduct and failed to stop it, Manley said. Stu Mulrich, a senior attorney at Manley, Stewart and Finaldi. You know, law firms always sound kind of weird. My dad always called them Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Oh, yeah.
You ever hear that one? Yeah, that's funny. Said their firm represents clients with 215 claims against USA Gymnastics. He estimated there are 350 to 400 claims nationwide. He told CNN a recent court order indicated there are 345 plaintiffs in federal cases in Michigan that are consolidated. Quote, we believe that the bankruptcy court is the best forum in which to implement appropriate procedures to equitably resolve claims and allocate the insurance proceeds amongst claimants, USA Gymnastics said. Well, yeah, but it also like halts people from actually collecting on you until you settle your bankruptcy situation.
Real quick, thank you, Cryptic. Avoid sushi. It's a bit fishy.
Wah, wah.
I have no problem with USA Gymnastics going out of business. The way they're doing this is dirty, though.
Well, bankruptcy doesn't technically mean going out of business.
Right.
But yeah, but filing for bankruptcy puts a barrier in front of the claimants getting any settlement money or anything else out of them for the time being. So
yeah,
it's just kind of kicking the can down the road, more or less.
Somebody in chat, it was Sean, there it is. Why sue USAG and not just sue Nasser? Because there's evidence that USAG knew what was going on and turned a blind eye.
Yeah, if you look, you can actually find this online. There's two sort of interviews/interrogations of Nasser. There's one in 2014 when he was questioned about the same kind of things. And then there was the one in 2016 when that was the one that finally like put the nail in his coffin. And if you listen to his answers in 2014, he is as nervous and guilty as hell in that as he was 2 years later. So really, USAG did very little actual investigation, and it's kind of provable now. So that's why.
Real quick, over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much, quoth the Raven. Merry Christmas, motherfucker. Back at you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And you got a super chat.
And thank you, Cryptic. The rotation of Earth really makes my day. You son of a bitch.
Wow.
That's a good one. And welcome, your boy Pat. How you doing, man?
What's going on? Huh?
Hey,
I'm
Pat.
doing good today. What's up, Scribe?
And for the record,
come in and be the Satsu substitute.
I did not invite him on because he's black. I don't want to hear that crap. I actually,
he's black and his avatar is wearing a hoodie. Come on.
That's right.
There's only one space to fill, isn't there?
He's our substitute hoodie wearing Negro for the night. No, I actually invited you on for YouTube time, which we will get to. Well, plus I love talking to you, but I specifically wanted to talk about that if you don't mind later.
I know. Plus I asked to be on.
Wow, all the stars aligned for some reason.
Well, that part I didn't notice you would ask. This was
serendipity.
That part was just unintentional. So,
well,
you think I pay attention to chat?
Yeah, I barely pay attention to the show anymore. So
I'm kidding. I love you guys. I try to pay attention, it just doesn't work very well. But I hadn't seen that. So, Squishy says, "Don't fuck it up, Pat."
I'm gonna try my best, you know. Satsu.
Satsu.
No, it's Pat now, monkey.
It's Patsu.
Pat's? Oh no.
It's Patsu.
So did you take Satsu and Pat and put them in one pod in the fly, and they came out the other side conjoined as Patsu? Okay.
No, we did the Dragon Ball fusion.
There you go.
Yeah. So our artists out there, we need somebody to somehow merge Satsu and Pat into a single meme. So
it's just going to look like a guy in a hoodie.
I'm sure our artistic viewers can be more creative than that, monkey.
Give them a saying fro going. Not a fro. That's not what I meant. What is the saying? Hair, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to shut up now because I'm.
Yeah, maybe
I'm not even trying to say what I'm saying.
Maybe I should.
Well, when you look at saying hair, you know, it is kind of nappy. So it's like
that's what. Yeah, exactly. I've always called it a saying fro, and I never thought about that until we were talking about two black guys being merged. Which, by the way, is not. It's something about gay porn. We're doing anime, not gay porn.
Yeah, because there's a big difference. Anyway, moving on.
Shots fired.
So do you like let's see, what can I say for this one? Defying peace treaty talk stuff? I don't know.
It depends on what kind of peace treaties we're talking about. Real quick, thank you, Terry Diamandis. Patsu is well built enough that I think he can be 3 cents.
Oh,
Mm.
He doesn't rate a nickel. All right,
Patsu's a whole quarter, man.
A quarterman. Okay, a quarterman. So new satellite images reveal activity at an unidentified North Korean missile base.
Oh.
Not looking good. New satellite images obtained exclusively by CNN, and I'm wondering how they obtained satellite or spy satellite images, unless they're just regular satellite images, reveal North Korea has significantly expanded a key long-range missile base located in the mountainous interior of the country, offering yet another reminder that diplomatic talks with the U.S. have done little to prevent Kim Jong-un from pursuing his promise to mass produce and deploy the existing types of nuclear warheads in his arsenal. That entire paragraph was a single sentence. And I know you can have an entire paragraph that is a single sentence, but for fuck's sake, guys.
Before you move on, thank you, Cryptic. What is a bulletproof Irishman? Rick O'Shea.
Oh.
No, I'm not even going to give a laugh to that one.
I am, because that's awesome. It actually took me a minute. I'm like, what? Who the fuck is Rick O'Shea? And then I Rick O'Shea. I get it. That one took me a moment. It really did. I have no excuse. Anyway, continue on North Korea.
The satellite imagery offers evidence that the Yonggyeodong missile base and a nearby previously unreported site remain active and have been continuously upgraded, underscoring the reality of just how far apart Washington and Pyongyang are on the issue of denuclearization despite 5 months of sporadic talks. While the base at Yonggyeodong has long been known to U.S. intelligence agencies and analysts, researchers at the Middlebury Institute of International Studies at Monterey told CNN that the images reveal construction on a new facility to 7 miles away from the older site that had not been previously publicly identified. 3 sentences for a half page. I got to give the writer a little credit. That's impressive.
Fitting it all in.
Satellite images show that the base remains active. Moreover, there was a period. Oh my God! Oh, there was a period. Oh, okay. Moreover, in the past year, North Korea has significantly expanded a nearby facility that appears to be another missile base, the Middlebury Institute report states, noting that it is unclear whether the 2 bases are separate or whether one is subordinate to other. How about to the other? You forgot the. The images indicate that North Korea was building an extremely large underground facility in 2017, and that this facility was still under construction as of August 2018. How do they afford this shit? Seriously, they're one of the poorest nations on the planet.
What money they do have, that's what they spend it on. Real quick, thank you, James Colley. Satsu 2 cents plus Pat equals $50 Patsu.
They got an undercover GoFundMe.
Hey, that's what all those like cheesy, sappy, sentimental GoFundMes are. They're actually secret North Korea fundraisers.
That's where Stormy Daniels' money went.
Yeah, that's our conspiracy theory for the night, guys. All those really like, passing sort of like charity fundraisers that you see or you get emails on that, they're not really big stories, just sort of like little things. It's all a front. Anyway, so big surprise, North Korea still doesn't know when to quit while it had a chance to maybe make some advantages in life. So there you go. I'm curious if this revelation, such as it is, will allow us to put more pressure on China to stop them from doing shit like this.
It's weird that this comes up. When was this article posted?
Well, it was published today.
On Monkey in the Morning this morning, we just read about how Kim Jong-un has cleared his calendar so he can go have a talk in Seoul.
Oh, with South Korea?
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll bring this up.
We're getting some mixed messages out of North Korea these days.
Yeah. Yeah, why is it that you keep setting up missile launch sites when we're supposed to be trying to do something like maybe reunification or at least ending the Korean War, which is still technically going on?
I thought they not already signed. I know they were talking about officially ending it.
Yeah, well, there had been discussions about moving towards that. So far as if the Korean War actually officially ended, that would be big news. And I don't recall that ever actually being the case. But there have been rumors that was something that they've discussed, or it was confirmed that they actually discussed it. I don't know.
Thank you, Mash. Monkey, I'm curious as to why you shared a dick pic on Twitter earlier today. You know what? We'll get to that if you want. We can cover that story tonight.
Mashishu always wants
Say
the
what?
dick pic.
You saw it, Pat. Mash actually made a very funny joke in regards to a story about a man who drove an ice pick through another man's penis.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, and the article has a picture of a pic, and she goes, "So is this technically a dick pic?" Like, very well played. But yeah. Scribbles, do we have another article?
Yes. The Trump organization has what? Wait, let me try that again. Trump organization subpoenaed for business records. Okay, let me try that. That works better. Subpoenas have been served on the Trump organization and a dozen linked entities in a lawsuit challenging President Donald Trump's ongoing business ties while in office. The Office of District of Columbia Attorney General Carl Racine said Wednesday that it, quote, can confirm that all of the Trump organization entities have been served, unquote. Additionally, subpoenas are being served to the state of Maine, the Attorney General's office said. Subpoenas to the state of Maine. Okay. The lawsuit by D.C. and Maryland claims Trump is in violation of the Constitution's ban on emoluments. I can't remember how to say this word. Emoluments, I think it is, or payments. Why don't you say payments then? For God's sake.
Trying to be intelligent.
Or it's in the Constitution somewhere, because those old guys like to use fancy words. Stuff like unalienable. Payments from foreign or domestic government entities to the president because of his continued interest in the Trump International Hotel. I thought he severed his financial ties for the term of his presidency.
He did.
Okay. D.C. and Maryland have said the Trump International Hotel's operations put other nearby hotels and entertainment properties at a competitive disadvantage, and that the Trump Hotel got special tax concessions. The hotel won its lease on federally owned property before Trump's election. That would seem to contradict the notion that they got some kind of special concession.
Thank you, Ebony Williams. My dear Monkey, how would you take a diss track about you? I'd laugh if it was funny.
Didn't Weibo do one of you before?
I don't think so.
I thought, or maybe she mentioned you. I don't know. So wait a second. Let me try that again. D.C. and Maryland have said the Trump International Hotel's operations put other nearby hotels and entertainment properties at a competitive disadvantage. Okay, well, that's free market. And that the Trump Hotel got special tax concessions. Okay, but the hotel won its lease on federally owned property before Trump's election.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'm missing something. I'm confused. Are they saying that before he was actually elected president, his hotel got tax concessions from the government on the basis he might become president?
That seems to be their argument. This is just a backhanded way to get their hands on records they're not allowed to legally get.
Mm-hmm.
A federal judge set in motion the schedule for D.C. and Maryland attorneys general to begin collecting evidence in the case. The plaintiffs say they also plan to subpoena 18 entities that compete with the Trump Hotel. Okay. So because these other businesses can't compete against the Trump Hotel, D.C. and Maryland are going to go to bat to destroy their competition?
Yes.
Okay, this is...
And as was pointed out, this happened before he was president. So them arguing that this has something to do with presidential payment is bullshit. It's nonsense. They know it is.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find something.
Maybe there's something I'm missing here, but the story as relayed by CNN is very, very confusing.
Oh, by CNN. Oh, that
I
a lot.
I know. Let's see. How much time we got? I'll do this one. So how about our favorite friend at CNN, Chris Cillizza?
Oh, what did they keep saying now?
So, if you'll recall, yesterday, former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn apparently has been, or I should say, Robert Mueller has advised that Michael Flynn should receive no jail time for his cooperation in the investigation. And there was some redacted, limited information about what it was that he talked about to the investigation that was released yesterday. But Chris Eliza says there is one sentence in Michael Flynn's sentencing document that should really scare Donald Trump.
What sentence is that?
Well, let's find out. The biggest story of the sentencing document filed by special counsel Robert Mueller's office on Michael Flynn is what's not in it. Okay? There are large swaths of redactions, making it hard to see exactly what Mueller is doing and what specific role the Trump administration's former national security advisor is playing in it all. But there's a single sentence in the 13-page document that should send shivers. I love alliteration when I can't say it right. Should send shivers down the spine of President Donald Trump and everyone in his inner circle. And this is it. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready for the sentence? Okay, get your spines ready to shiver. Quote, the defendant deserves credit for accepting responsibility in a timely fashion and substantially assisting the government, unquote.
Ooh. Oh, listen.
Man, does that scare you? Well,
no.
Well, here's what Chris says. Pay attention to those. Pay attention. God damn it. Pay specific attention to those last few words. Substantially assisting the government. And then remember these things. Number one, Flynn is only one of the 7 Trump associates who have pleaded guilty and are cooperating with the Mueller probe who bridges the divide between Trump's campaign, the transition, and the presidency. Flynn was an advisor to the campaign, a member of the transition team, and, for about 3 weeks, the administration's national security advisor. Okay.
He's also the only one that has been in any way pled guilty to anything to do with Russia.
Yes.
Well, as far as the Trump campaign is concerned.
Yes. Number 2, Flynn pleaded guilty on December 1st, 2017. That, for you calendar buffs out there, is more than a year ago.
And?
I'll go even further. It's almost 2 whole years, Chris.
Yeah. Anyway, we know from the sentencing documents that Flynn has met with the special counsel's team 19 times during that period. We also know Mueller has delayed Flynn's sentencing 4 times over the last year. Okay, what emerges from the sentencing document is this. Flynn may well be the key cog of the Mueller investigation. He may be a lot of things, Chris. He's been less showy than former Trump fixer Michael Cohen and less lie-y. Lie-y? L-I-E-Y. Chris, okay. Are you a grown adult working at a news organization?
No. I'm a grown adult working for CNN.
Oh. And less lie-y than former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort. But given that Mueller recommends no jail time for Flynn, despite his crimes of lying to the FBI about the nature and extent of his contacts with Russia and Turkey during the election and transition, you can assume, I can assume a lot of things. You can assume that the cooperation and information the former national security advisor has provided is substantial. I don't have to assume that, Chris. I don't have to assume that. It's quoted in the fucking document you just read to us.
But
what the Jesus. Chris, what do you do?
This is something I brought up earlier today because people keep reading this as though, oh, he's helped Mueller go get Trump. That's not what that says. It just says that he's helped out substantially, which, as you read the first part there, he admitted guilt almost immediately.
Mm-hmm.
It may be that they're going, you know what, this guy, he told us what he knew, and we don't. I mean, Yeah, he lied to the FBI, but he hasn't lied to us. Let him off. Everybody keeps reading this as he's got the smoking gun, and that's not even what it says. It doesn't come close to saying that.
He's provided information on a completely separate yet significant issue. Who knows? I mean, he was working for the Obama administration. He probably knows where a lot of bodies are buried, for God's sakes. So anyway, I kind of want to keep reading a little bit because it's Chris, and I can just see that he's going to do something silly here in a second. Flynn was the first Trump associate to plead guilty and agree to cooperate with Mueller. And a reading of the sentencing document makes clear that Flynn is providing information and guidance regarding several ongoing investigations. One, a criminal investigation of unknown origin and focus. Two, the special counsel investigation into Russia's efforts to interfere in the 2016 election to aid Trump and hurt Hillary Clinton. Three, an investigation of unknown origin and focus. Right. That's a big deal. Thanks, Chris. Okay, I'm done. I really appreciate a big deal, Chris. Really? It's a big deal? Okay.
Yeah, anything that involved with Trump is a big deal for them.
It is. We've seen this whole big deal bullshit before. Let's wait till it plays out. Let's see what that actually turns out to be.
But they're so busy trying to throw, assumptions and oh, this guy has a smoking gun. He's the key cog right here, putting it in all people's mind to go that way. And it's just let the shit play out. You'll find the truth out in the end, man. Stop assuming.
Peter wants to know if you know about Saliza's videos, Scribe.
Oh, I've seen a couple of Chris's videos. I think I saw the first one. I'm pretty sure I must have seen him on TV or some news clip in the past, but there was one he released a couple weeks ago ahead of the election. And at any rate, it was the first time that I really ever remember hearing his voice, without being in a crowd or something. And he sounds like Mickey Mouse. And so I was thinking that, if he and I went out on the road together, it could be Mickey and Kermit show.
Yeah.
Because, Disney does own the Muppets now. So anyway. I've got a couple other little stories, but nothing like major news. So if you want to do MSS news, since we're at the bottom of the hour.
Yeah, let's move on. Guys, if there's a story you'd like us to read, hit us up at the hashtag MSS News over on the Twitter machine. We can't get to all of the stories, but that's because Chris Saliza's a dumbass.
Blame Chris. Oh no.
But before we read the first MSS one, I'm going to read this story. It's really short, guys, and it's the one that Mash was talking about. It says, man hammered ice pick through his roommate's penis, says authorities. A Utah man was charged with sexual assault and kidnapping after authorities say he hammered a tool resembling an ice pick through another man's penis during an argument. The 45-year-old Jason D. Maun, I think is how you say that, is scheduled to make a court appearance Wednesday in Salt Lake City. Online court records don't list an attorney. Court documents show that Maun is accused of putting a gun to the victim's head and handcuffing to him a chair on August 30th. The victim told police he was given a choice of being killed in the desert or having a nail driven into his penis. He says he went to the hospital the next day for treatment after Maun took the handcuffs off. The charging document describes the case as domestic violence and says the men lived together, but doesn't explain their exact relationship. So there you go, guys. That's the dick pic story. Anyway, sorry, Scribbles. MSS News.
Sure. This one comes from Mermista is Bay. Sure. Why not?
All right.
And I have to click through three things to get there. If the story will come up. Okay. Blackfishing. Woman accused of pretending to be black.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
A University of Birmingham student has told the BBC she's had to defend herself on social media after being labeled a blackfish.
Catfish, y'all. Catfish.
The term's been talked about a lot online in the past month since a Twitter thread by the writer Juana Thompson went viral. I have no idea what that is. The accusation is that white influencers on Instagram are changing their features to make themselves look more like black women, such as having darker skin or hairstyles that include curls and braids.
So 10 white girls with tan white girls with with braids.
Yes.
I guess there's a picture. There's a picture to the story. I'm gonna put the link in the chat for people to enjoy them. So you got a super chat.
Toasted Network says, read it in normal chat. Streamlab broken.
I can't post this story. Wait, because there's too many characters. Let me try that and take out some of those characters. If that works, I don't know if it will or not. Okay, so her name is Aga Brostowska, if I'm saying that correctly. Brostowska? Yeah.
Sounds Russian.
Russian or Polish, maybe. So anyway, she says she's white and Polish. Hey, I was right. But thinks people are surprised when they find out due to stereotypes about what Polish people look like. The 20-year-old admits 2 pictures of her which were doing the rounds on Twitter, one from when she was 13 and one taken recently, don't look good for her. But she claims the differences in her appearance shown in the 2 pictures is completely natural, the result of hard work in the gym and being fresh back from holidays, braids included.
Wait. The gym gave her braids?
Yeah, I don't know. That's well, she's definitely put a lot of junk in the trunk if that picture is accurate. But other than that, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that link is broken, or at least for me it was.
Okay, well, I'm not quite sure.
Let me see if I can just bring the pic. You've got to be shitting me. Okay, sweetheart, that is not the gym and just holiday. Really?
Oh no.
Look, be as black as you want to be, but come on.
Let's see. Moving on. This one comes from Massive Dynamics. Man pleads guilty to executing woman who hired him to kill her on Craigslist.
All right.
That's convoluted. Excuse me. A predator who claimed a young woman hired him on Craigslist to murder her has avoided the death penalty in the United States. This is a Australia news site. Joseph Lopez was sentenced to 48 years in jail after pleading guilty the second-degree murder. How about the second-degree murder of Natalie Bollinger on Monday. The 19-year-old's body was found in a wooded area in Colorado with a single gunshot wound to the head after Lopez claimed he responded to an online advertisement titled, "I want to put a hit on myself." Lopez told police Miss Bollinger, who had a history of drug use, provided him the gun and he used it to kill her.
The fuck?
I wonder, I presume Craigslist would have a record of this thing. Chief Deputy District Attorney Ali Baber argued the 23-year-old killer had ample opportunity to try and help his young victim, but, quote, chose to murder her. He didn't respond as a human being. He responded as a predator, unquote. According to the...
Love you too.
I love you too. Oh. According to the Broomfield Enterprise, I suppose that's a newspaper, the pair drove around for some time before Lopez prayed with, then killed Bollinger. He told police he pleaded with her not to go through with her plan and changed his story several times about who pulled the trigger. Well, if she wanted to commit suicide, she didn't need to hire you. How much was she paying you, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking through here to see if there's any comment from Craigslist, but there's not. So I'm really curious. I mean, not that it would change whether or not he's guilty of doing what he did. I'm just curious if that ad actually was carried on Craigslist and how many people responded to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. And what her motive was, if that's true. I'm really curious. Anyway.
Real quick, Toasted's response or message up there was because he likes to do those long messages as Satsu, and they let you do it over on the Streamlabs when it works. He wants us to know that David Hogg thinks we should lower the minimum age for voting and raise the minimum age for buying a gun. That's not new for him. And how do I answer progressive voice on Dave Rubin laughing? Not enough. Dude, if you're having that much trouble arguing with people, sit back and watch how other people do it. I'm not an arguing coach. What you put on Twitter earlier, I answered you. I said I would laugh and walk away.
Wait, the progressive voice. Isn't that one dude that Baron did a video on? He lost his shit.
I'm not sure. I don't know who he is. I don't pay attention to these people. I laugh and I walk away. Thank you, Johnny Hellcat. Plot twist. YouTube social experiment.
Oh, is it by Vault Tech?
No, I don't know. You can't get away with the crime by saying that the person wanted you to do it.
Oh yeah, Toasted Network said, yeah, so I know exactly who that person is. He's a jackass.
The instance where I could see someone doing that and getting away with it, and actually I think I'm almost 100% positive it actually has happened, is someone who is terminally ill and their loved one puts them out of their misery.
Yeah,
there was a story of and this is many years ago now. I'm only barely remembering it. There was a story of a mother whose two sons both ended up contracting the same sort of debilitating disease, sort of like ALS, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And she ended up, I forget how she did it. She either shot them or smothered them or something to put them out of their misery. I don't think she got punished, or if she did, it was very, very light. I'm not quite sure. So I could see a scenario where a jury wouldn't convict somebody on an act that is truly technically illegal, but an act of mercy. That's the only situation I could see that happening. This situation, fuck this guy.
Growing up, I remember several made-for-TV movies about situations like that. And that's one thing, a family member. I remember one, it was like this really old man killed his old wife or vice versa. It was a really old couple and they...
It was a Law and Order episode, probably.
Well, that too. And in that case, okay. But if a stranger hires you to kill them and you kill them, that's not the same thing. You're not doing it out of mercy. And you don't get to claim that, she wanted me to do it.
Yeah, they bitch was asking to do it.
I should rename the stream, Bitch Was Asking for It.
Well, in that vein, and that is a very awkward segue, this one comes from Frosted Glass, and this is from Vox.com.
Time out. Satsu, take your ass to bed. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Milo Yiannopoulos' collapse shows that no platforming can work.
No, it doesn't.
What?
I'm not quite sure where this article is going. Are they going to support the idea that no platforming is good? And what would they say about people that they agree with having it done to them? Anyway, the former conservative media star is broke, saddled with as much as $4 million in debt. There's a reason for that. Okay, and who is this by? This is by Zach Beauchamp. Mr. Beauchamp. Mr. Beauchamp was the writer, the man of letters in Unforgiven. Milo Yiannopoulos is broke. The provocateur, once one of the most prominent far-right voices in the country, lost his access to major conservative platforms in early 2017 after some comments that seemed to endorse pedophilia came to light. Without access to major publications and speaking engagements, he has entered a financial tailspin. Documents obtained by The Guardian showed that he was more than $2 million in debt as of October, $1.6 million of which was inexplicably owed to his own company. Yiannopoulos confirmed his insolvency in a statement on his Facebook page, which includes pictures of him sipping a cocktail while wearing a t-shirt with the words "broke hoe" in big bold letters. Quote, "I was shocked to read more lies in the press about me today. They say I owe $2 million. I don't. It's at least $4 million. Do you know how successful you have to be to owe that kind of money?" Yiannopoulos openly concedes that his desperate financial situation, and that's what this is, braggadocio aside, is the result of the concerted campaign against him by his opponents. Quote, "I am pretty broke, relatively speaking," he says. 2 years of being no platformed, banned, blacklisted, and censored has taken its toll. Unquote.
No kidding.
Sorry?
No, I said no kidding.
What this episode shows is that under the right circumstances, the controversial no platforming tactics which range from activists noisily disrupting speeches to big tech corporations banning provocateurs from their platforms, really can work. There's no evidence that Yiannopoulos' no platforming led to his ideas and personality gaining a kind of underground popularity, as some free speech advocates believe happens when speech is repressed. Instead, they simply went 6 feet under. Okay, where are you going to come to the point where you're endorsing this, maybe? I don't know. But before Milo's critics celebrate too much, they should be aware of the flip side to all of this. Aha! The same tactics that can be used to repress awful speech can be used against speech that's just unpopular or threatening to people in power. Today, no platforming may shut down speech you don't like. Tomorrow, it may threaten speech you do. Very good. I'm glad Vox didn't go completely cuckoo.
Oh, well, keep reading.
Now, that's not to say no platforming is an entirely illegitimate tactic. I think at times it's justified against particularly vile speakers, and Yiannopoulos arguably fits the bill. So within a sentence, sorry?
As they spoke too soon.
Yeah, you're gonna contradict yourself in one sentence. Okay. It's just that anyone who's thinking about launching a no platforming campaign needs to reckon with the inherent risks. Right. Well,
so no platforming is bad unless it's against somebody that they don't like.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is exactly the opposite of what okay, Zach, you need to pick a side. You can't be a fence sitter like some people I know.
I heard what you did.
Moving on. Let's see.
I would just like to point out with the Milo thing. He was not no platformed for any of his politics. That it all went back to that one stream he did with the Drunken Peasants. No, the Drunken Peasants is the one that got him in all the trouble.
Oh, I thought it was the Joe Rogan thing where he's talking about seeing being at parties with like young boys, etc.
And there was the Drunken Peasants one that where he talked about how he lost his virginity, and it was with a priest who was much older than him.
Oh yeah, that
and
one.
How he didn't think that was necessarily wrong.
Right.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for, guys.
Let's see. This one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. Dirty joke broadcast on New Jersey highway sign. How was the system hacked? Oh boy. A flashing video sign on I-80 in Hackensack offered drivers something more suggestive than the routine safety message on Sunday after someone hacked into the control box. A Facebook video posted Sunday afternoon showed the sign parked on I-80 near exit 65 in Hackensack, flashing the message and displaying a phone number to passing traffic. And the message was best blowjobs and then the phone number.
Oh, nice.
The signboard belongs to a contractor who is working on a State Department of Transportation project, said Dan Triana, a DOT spokesman. Quote, someone vandalized the portable variable message sign and changed the message, he said. NJDOT contacted the contractor as soon as we were notified and directed the contractor to remove the message and secure all boards, which was done shortly thereafter. A call to the number listed on the video sign was answered by an answering machine. DOT officials told the contractor that the control boxes of all portable video signs must be locked to prevent future vandalism. Oh, dear.
Alrighty.
Oh, no. They did a joke. This one comes from senior staff reporter Jack, the motherfucking cockring. California college student claims Christian children's cartoon VeggieTales is racist and dangerous because it portrays villains as ethnic minorities.
I saw this on Twitter. I'm like, what the?
What
they're cartoon vegetables. What? Okay, a California college student says the Christian children's cartoon VeggieTales. Yeah, okay. The controversial assertion was made during the annual Whiteness Forum. The annual Whiteness Forum at Cal State San Marcos. Oh, I got to find out if there's footage of that. I want to see if there's footage of the Whiteness Forum. at Cal State San Marcos, where students are invited to discuss specific topics related to systematic racism in America. Specifically white people, I suppose. Among the examples provided were the NFL, okay, the NFL, okay, female Trump supporters. All right, let me back up a little bit. At the annual Whiteness Forum on Systematic Racism in America, the NFL, female Trump supporters, and VeggieTales, the animated series starring Larry the Cucumber and Bob the Tomato. The 2-hour forum, I really hope there's a video for this, took place in a large multi-purpose room on campus where more than a dozen's students. Okay.
Oh my God.
More than a dozen students, is probably 14, displayed their poster board projects for others to review. This is a Cal State. What was it again? This is a Cal State San Marcos, and they had poster board projects. What is this, third grade? Oh my God.
I haven't found footage of this year's, but there's footage from the 12th annual Whiteness Forum back in 2015. And yeah, it looks like a third grade science fair.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to look at this. Okay. On a poster entitled Children in the Church, a female student takes aim at VeggieTales, the animated TV series created in 1993 that retells stories from the Bible through vegetable characters. The show's tagline was, "Remember, kids, God made you special and he loves you very much." All right. The student, who we're apparently not going to name, asserts that when they were humanizing the vegetables, the creators of VeggieTales wanted to instill racial stereotypes into the impressionable minds of children by making the good guys sound white and the bad guys sound ethnic or Latino.
Oh.
What?
According.
Quote, when supremacists aim to taint the way children think of people of color, it will work, the poster says. Whiteness in the Bible... student, the Bible, the stories come from the Middle East. The Middle East. They were Mediterranean at best. But I mean, anyway, not to say the Mediterranean, I'm not going to get into it. Whatever. Whiteness in the Bible isn't just seen as power, it's seen as good. When kids see the good white character triumph over the bad person of color character, they are taught that white is right and minorities are the source of evil.
Who does this?
Former VeggieTales writer and narrator Eric Metaxas was not on board with the critique. Quote, all vegetables are part of one race, even though they are of many colors, he told PJ Media. They are all descended from the same parents, the Adam and Eve of vegetables, who foolishly ate a forbidden fruit and screwed everything up for all vegetables descended from them. I like that guy. He's good. All characters within the VeggieTales franchise, created by Phil Vischer, are presented in vivid colors one would expect from a children's show about vegetables. There are about 50 episodes of the original series released in straight-to-video format by Big Idea Entertainment in the 90s, and the show has since inspired a number of spin-offs and 2 feature films. Okay, the 3 main villains seen in the franchise are a decorative gourd named Mr. Lunt, a zucchini named Mr. Nezer, and a group called the French Peas. Now, I have seen one of these before. My sister was a fan of this one, and they were telling the story of Nebuchadnezzar. Mm-hmm. And that was the character. Mr. Nezer was Nebuchadnezzar in that story, and the whole instead of a golden calf, it was a chocolate bunny, I think it was.
And I grew up on VeggieTales.
Yeah.
Real quick, Johnny Hellcat, I can't wait until I can go to college and show them my baking soda volcano. Thank you so much. And Toasted Network says, won't give me a wrench. No problem. I've got my own. Yeah, I'm stingy with my wrenches. Sorry. My kids loved VeggieTales.
Yeah.
They absolutely loved them. And we were not a religious family. We didn't go to church. I think my wife went to church with the kids a couple of times. I've never gone. They fucking loved VeggieTales.
I'm saying,
sorry, go ahead.
It must have taught them not to like black people. I'm gonna have to sit them down and talk to them about it, though. Like,
Mr.
what
Luntz,
the tomato told you, it's okay to like black people.
Mr. Lunt's character has a thick Spanish accent despite living in New Jersey, because Spanish-speaking people can't live in New Jersey, which could perhaps support the student's hypothesis that VeggieTales villains are portrayed as minorities. However, Mr. Nezer speaks with an American accent similar to that of the protagonist, though his voice is deeper, probably because it's the same voice actor. The French Peas predictably speak in a broken French accent, but a number of other characters who are not villains are also portrayed with European accents.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did miss a super chat. Thank you, James Colley. The cucumber could be a rapey priest metaphor.
Sure.
Probably not.
Anyway, I'm done with VeggieTales.
I say these people are just far-fetching, just reaching for something just to call racist, just like how they did the whole Charlie Brown Thanksgiving thing and with the Rudolph stuff. These people have nothing better to do with, oh, this is racist, that is racist. Leave my VeggieTales alone. I grew up on that stuff. I love it, man. I still listen to God is Bigger Than the Boogeyman. I love that red right there.
There's so many of those songs that they were really catchy. I was scrolling through the video from 2015, and I came across this display about cultural appropriation, and there's these two little white girls holding up their little stick signs that they made. One of them says cultural appropriation encourages racism, and the other one, the one that I just love, is hashtag twerking is not a trend. Apparently, yeah.
Could have fooled me.
Twerking is not a trend, y'all. It is culture.
All right. I think I need a voice break.
Yeah, it's the Mapuka.
Oh, that's fucking stupid. Guys, thank you for the submissions to MSS News. We really do appreciate all of the submissions and wish we could get to more of them. But hey, you guys send in so many. It's a wonderful problem to have. With that, we're going to move on to YouTube time. And since Satsu's not here, Pat, what did you do today?
Yeah,
actually, Pat, we're going to hold yours. I didn't do anything except for my Monkey in the Morning, which was a great show. I talked for about an hour by myself, which is probably why my voice is doing this. And then Hammer and Polly came on, and we talked for about another hour and a half. Scribbles, did you do much today?
I worked a little bit more on that. Excuse me. The TEDx talk I was talking about yesterday with the businesswoman who achieved everything, but then still found reasons to complain about how the world wasn't how she wanted it to be. It's really boring after about the midway point. Like I'm sitting there going, like, why am I continuing to listen to this? So I'm not even excited to make fun of it at that point. So I'm debating on like either cutting the script short, or maybe just not doing the whole thing because it's a lot to deal with. So it might end up as another, folder on my desktop that sits there until I decide to finish it. But in other news, I found a couple other videos that I'm looking at, working on. One is from Now This, where a Democratic politician is going to tell us all the things that are going to be accomplished by the Democrats as soon as they take office.
Oh, good luck with that.
And the other one is I looked up an old favorite of mine. One of my earliest videos, and one of the ones that I kind of was one of sort of a very teachable moment for me on how to make a commentary video. I'll try to find it and post it at some point. But it was from an organization called Bioneers. And this is a very environmentally conscious, progressive organization / speaker series thing. I haven't looked at it in quite a while. I've only done one video on one of their speakers, but I looked up them today just on the off chance I'd find something. And there's a presentation that's about a half an hour long, which I won't do the whole thing probably, but the subject is Redefining Manhood. A message to men, to boys, to us all.
Oh, fuck off.
And I'm very curious to know how this guy decides that manhood needs to be redefined. So
I bet it starts with sitting while you pee.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm gonna look at it and see what happens. Anyway, I'm working on stuff, guys, but I'm also looking at as I start working on these things, I realize all the stuff that I don't have anymore because it's all locked on that other hard drive. Specifically, I lost my Chink Uyghur clips.
Right.
And of course, now of course is easier to find because people have done like compilations of that. I had to go digging. I eventually found the exact clip that I used to use of Chink saying right. So that has been recovered, but it was a journey. So slowly I'm rebuilding my library of material. I should be in decent shape when the time comes. But anyway.
You still got the of course?
Yeah, well, there's actually a compilation of just nothing but clips of Chink saying of course for like a minute and a half or something. So that's easy to find.
All right. Now, Pat, I hadn't seen your video yet, and Polly came on the show this morning, and he was speaking very highly of it. And like, I love Pat's videos. I'll go check this one, dude. That was an excellent video. You wanna let the audience know what you did today?
Yeah, it's like, I dropped down a video on my new series, like Let's Talk About This, and it was basically talking about, the reason why, I'm Christian and I believe in God, because what really, brought me to bring this video is because, lately there's been a whole lot of online Christian bashing, especially by the popular YouTubers like Jacqueline Glenn and Keemstar and all the rest of the popular YouTube atheists and shit like that. And so I just basically gave my, my reasons why I feel like, the majority of them are like basically doing what they are doing. Plus, it's like, it just rushed upon with me, or it's like, I'm just kind of frustrated with the, Christian bashing, because they sit up here and they kind of like, put us all in the, in this whole huge, gigantic thing, like, like all Christians are bad, and it's like, individually, how it goes, like hashtag not all. So I gave my story of, the reason why I am, and, basically like through all my whole entire life, I've been raised up Southern Baptist. And so, I was at the point where it's like, I was taught all this right here, but you reach that point where it's like, you feel like it's like being force fed to you. So you kind of like resent it a little. And as time went by, and as my life, in my early 20s, I had my ups, downs, slips and falls, and I messed around, and I almost, committed suicide and all that right there. But during that time right there, where it was happening, I experienced a whole lot of, things right there where I felt like, like I actually, like went to hell because, I like, the fire and all that right there, the laughter, and, I saw the light and all this right here. And when I came back to, and that's where I've heard a whole lot of people, have like that, like that experience right there. Experience with God right there. And that's where, I kind of had myself. So that's like one of the reasons why I personally, my faith comes from right there, and why I believe in God. So I explained that right there, because a lot of people have always asked me that question, like, why do you believe in God, and why are you so Christian and all that right there. So that was one of the purposes of dropping down that video. And plus, to let all the, the atheists know, like not all Christians are, these crazy extremists that they like to, do videos on and stuff like that. Or then you get people like Jack and Glenn who just like to, take shots at the Christian religion just to poke fun and, be one of the cool kids. And so I just dropped down that right there. Plus to get people to, know me more, because that's when I'm opening up my channel to do more right there.
Real quick, this seems horribly inappropriate, but thank you, Inedible Trout. A blind prostitute told me I had the biggest dick she ever felt. I told her she was pulling my leg. Yeah, I don't know if you saw my comment on your video. Your faith is between you and your God. For me, I'm just glad to have you as a friend, and I'm glad your dumbass fucked up when you tried to kill yourself.
Yes, because it's like the way I explained it right there. I'm even wondering, like, man, how did I survive that right there? Because it's like, man, the way I did, I just grabbed whatever pill I could and just swallowed them down, man. I'm just glad. I don't know.
It's like you said in your video, you wouldn't have your two youngest kids. They wouldn't exist if you had succeeded there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not turning this into an anti-suicide thing, guys. I love me some Pat, and that was such a real video. And whether you guys are Christian, Jewish, whether you believe in faith or not, I don't care. that kind of video is the kind that I really like on YouTube, where it's just somebody being real with the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And this wasn't you weren't like playing up your faith. You didn't even like bash Jacqueline Glenn and Keemstar. You just like this is what these assholes are doing. This has gotten to me a little bit, and I just want to explain why I feel like I do.
Yeah.
And it was a really good video, dude. It really was. If you guys haven't seen it, make sure you go watch it.
And I sent it to both of them, but they're popular and stuff like that. I doubt they'll watch it.
Nah, man, you can't do nothing for them.
Mm-mm.
Now, if you want to make fun of Keemstar, he might come after you and try to beat you down for that. But otherwise, yeah, you gotta have.
I'd like to see a little gnome ass try.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, personally, you said something very early on in the video that you have atheist friends and you're friends with them. I'm not atheist just to piss off you atheists. I'm agnostic because atheist is a religion. I find that is true. I have a lot of friends on YouTube who are various faiths. And I never go out of my way to bash religion unless it's, when we're trying to pretend Islam isn't violent. Because it's inherently violent, guys. Read the book.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I wouldn't give it so much shit if people would just be honest about it, Yeah, there's good Muslims out there, and there's a lot of them who take that book as, for lack of a better term, as gospel, and think that I should die because I don't believe in it. That's where I have a problem with the religion. If you just have your religion and it's you, and I have my lack thereof, and it's me, and we can get along fine, that's fine with me.
Yeah, exactly.
I see a lot of people, especially this time of year. Sorry for your war on Christmas. People hate hearing about that, but it's true. Where they just have to bash it, and I don't agree with that either. You don't have to be a dick just to be a dick. But I really did enjoy your video today, man. That was real, guys. That's a real. That was hard to watch at parts, Pat.
I know, man. It's like, and me just explaining it right there. It's like,
it was very good.
But it was something I had to get off my chest and to just let everybody know right there, so that way like they can know like the real side of me, and plus not all Christians are and everybody who believe in God are these extremists that like some of these atheists that I do enjoy. They'll at least have like I always have trouble with that word, specifics, specific people that they that they talk about and all that right there. And I'm like, all right, I get that right there, because that person right there is really crazy,
yes.
But not all of us like that.
Yeah. The majority of people in the US still consider themselves believers of faith, mostly Christian. And most people don't run around preaching at you. Most people just, it's their thing, and I'm good with that. Satsu's talking a lot in chat about how much he slept. You better be getting better. Oh, by the way, guys, if he's not better and can't do the show tomorrow, we will still be doing the show. We will figure out where we'll be doing it. Either my channel or Scribe's. Watch Twitter tomorrow to find out what's going on, guys.
So it's like, is he sick, or he just like what,
he's
down
sick.
and out, exhausted?
No, he's sick. Squishy was really sick the other day, man. He actually had to leave our stream one time to go check on her because it sounded like she was dying in the background.
Does Mama Satsu know how to do them toddies?
I don't know.
All I know is a toddy will knock that stuff out like that.
Doc Squishy is on the job. She got you sick, man. You can't trust that. Anyway, yeah, but really good video. But unless there's more to add to that, it is fucketry time, and I do have some fucketry today, fellas. Before we start, do you guys have any fucketry?
I said, well, not that I could really find as of lately. I spent most of the morning working, and then when I got off work, I kind of took a nap.
Silly bastards in your jobs.
Working for a living, Yeah.
I know, right? Hey, I'm working for a living. I'm just cripple.
besides the funeral that went on and all that right there, and of course, Trump, he paid his respect, and people just basically like, well, especially like CNN, like, oh, Trump paid his respect. That's what a horrible. Like, you motherfuckers never can get to do, his credit when credit's due, can you?
Real quick, I don't have your link in the description yet, but I do want to throw the link to Pat's video, guys. Go make sure you check that one out. That is an excellent video. Subscribe to Pat's channel. Pat's good people. And when he says everything this right there, I fucking smile from ear to ear every fucking time. I seriously do, man. I fucking love
I need to put that on a t-shirt.
You do. I would be running around in a Pat t-shirt. You know what you should do? You should get your abs and chest on a t-shirt, and then the rest of us can walk around wearing it like we've actually worked out. I saw several things today of people being what I consider highly inappropriate during the funeral today. One of them was Splinter.
Oh God.
Splinter dropped a video at like the beginning of the funeral about how much George H.W. Bush sucked.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And it turns, I didn't realize this. Somebody who works for TYT, TYT dropped a video of theirs with the same basic theme at the same time. The one that really stood out to me, though, because I expect those people to be shitbags. I do, because well, they're shitbags. Ben Shapiro.
Oh yeah.
He took a photo from the funeral itself, and it's a picture of each president from Trump through Clinton sitting with their wives. And he says, there are 330 million people in America. These three dudes are the best we could come up with, and the latest alternative with the terrible lady on the end. I don't necessarily even disagree with this sentiment, but you couldn't wait an hour.
That's what I'm saying. Like, not the time.
You couldn't wait. Look, and again, I'm all for free speech, but you got your free speech and I got mine, and you are a dickbag for that one, Benny boy. You could have waited an hour, just a fucking hour, to let the actual funeral end, and then made your little shitty joke. You didn't have to do it while they're paying their respects to the man. For fuck's sake. What the fuck is wrong with people?
And how would you get those sweet clicks and all that right there, if you didn't do it right then and there?
And it actually makes me worry because Jimmy ain't looking so good. I don't know if you guys saw him.
Oh, Carter? He's a million years old now.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what the fuck's going to happen at that man's funeral.
Oh, no, yeah.
One, he wasn't the most popular guy to begin with as president. He's done a lot of really good since then. But are they literally going to be like, Carter's dead, everybody talks about how much he sucked?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
let him put the body in the ground.
I mean, his Habitat for Humanity work will probably lessen the blow a little bit because he's been so like relatively positive in the rest of his life. But when they get to the presidential stuff, they'll talk about how he did this wrong and he was ineffective here and da 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 da. But I don't feel like there's as much animosity towards Carter as there was towards Bush like before Bush died. I wouldn't have imagined anybody would have felt as negative about Carter as they would have Bush.
See, this one's not even negative about Bush, the one from Ben Shapiro. He's just using it to take a shot at Clinton, Trump, and Obama.
Sure. Oh, that's always going to happen. Somebody's going to take the opportunity whenever the presidents get together to do something. Yeah.
Yep.
All he had to do is wait an hour. Oh God. And I get it, man. You got to get them clicks. You got to get them clicks when people are watching a funeral for a dead president. Make sure everybody knows that you can be a shitbag along with everyone else. But Jesus fuck, man.
Yeah, you see the Crandon stings?
Oh, I did. I watched them. They've become they're getting up there on my list with Avenatti as favorite locales.
Yeah. I'm thinking they're actual Trump supporters, but they just do what they do because they know it it's just more popular to be an anti-Trump supporter and shit like that because you get the more clicks and the money and all that shit right there, and it's easy to suck a gullible ass motherfuckers out of their money when they think you're against something.
We'll get to that in a second. Thank you, P Dog Knight. Carter was a garbage president, but his post-presidency is admirable. I think the thing I've heard about Carter that probably best says it is that he was not a good president, but he's the best ex-president at least in my lifetime.
That's one way to put it.
And yeah, it's because he has done a lot. Now there's things he's done. He's talked with a few of our enemies when he didn't have diplomatic approval to do so. And that kind of looked bad, but he's doing it out of trying to do the right thing at least. And I will say the same thing about him when he passes that I said about Bush. Thank you for your service, Mr. President, because that's afterwards. If you guys, when that happens, guys, if you want to talk about how shitty Carter was, we can wait until he's buried to do so. And even that doesn't bother. I mean, they could have done this all the way up until they waited until the fucking funeral to do this. Speaking of that, Ed Krasenstein during the funeral said this. Today, Trump claimed that George H.W. Bush's funeral was not a funeral, but rather a celebration. I know one president whose funeral will be the biggest celebration ever. Just saying. Hashtag George H.W. Bush funeral.
Is that you, Monkey?
That's Pat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
We just heard you moving your mic or something over there, bud. Thank you, James Colley. Pat, sort of like Tariq Nasheed.
Say what?
What did Tariq do?
I do not know. Like I said, knowing Tariq here, it probably had, something to do with white supremacy, like how he always says, Like I told you, Tariq Nasheed is another opportunist. Anytime they see the opportunity to say some outlandish shit just to get a reaction, they'll do it.
Well, I mean, the Krasenstein boys are scumbags. Mm-hmm. Scumbag con men who steal money from people. And it's funny, if you actually look at the Krasensteins, most people you see with a really, really high follower count, like Ed Krasenstein has like over 800,000 followers, right? Most people you see like that.
What these guys do? I have no idea why these guys are famous or popular. I really don't.
Well, they bash Trump is what's made them popular.
Okay.
But if you go and look, most people who have 800,000 followers, they follow 1,000 people, maybe. Usually in the hundreds, actually. You know how many people this motherfucker follows? 600,000 people.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those 800,000 are not all people who just want to see him. What these guys do, Scribe, is they swindle people. Yeah. And while they claim that they've never done anything illegal, they did once have to turn over nearly $500,000 to the federal government for their non-crimes. Because lots of people just randomly turn over $450,000 to the government. Yeah, fucking assholes. Yeah, pretty much all of the shit I saw today was these guys, or were not just those guys, but any people using the funeral as a way to, hey, look at me.
Politicizing a tragedy or something? Nah, people never do that.
I wait till the funeral's over. It wasn't that long.
And it seemed like the last couple of funerals that of these popular people that's been happening. That's exactly what it's been, man. It's like they did that shit at Aretha Franklin funeral. Now here it is with George Bush and stuff like that. It's like love or hate these people and all this stuff like that. At least wait till the like you said, Monkey. Wait till they're in the ground and stuff like that. And all respect is paid before you be like, all right, here's what I didn't like about this person and shit.
Yeah, it's timing, guys. And again, look, you're free to do it, and I'm free to call you a dickhead for doing so.
Yeah.
The other one I wanted to talk about, I don't know why this guy started popping up all over. Well, I know why he has, but this Bishop Talbert Swan.
Oh, right.
Oh, that jackass.
I've never seen him before, but he's been all over my Twitter the last day and a half or so. And the one that I saw that most humored me was this post. It says, a black man says, quote, free Palestine, and gets fired by CNN and his tenured professorship threatened by the chair of Temple University. That's not what happened. He goes on to say, a white lady says she'll sit in front row at a lynching and gets elected to the U.S. Senate. Also not what happened.
Yeah.
A white man calls a black man a monkey and gets elected governor. Also not what happened. This man went 0 for 3. In the first case, he's talking about, God, what's that fucker's name?
Mark Lamont Hill.
Yeah, worked for CNN. He's the one that said he didn't even drink that Jew water, y'all. Now, granted, I'm making the Jew water thing, but he did say he didn't even drink water while he was in Israel, because apparently drinking that Jew water would have made him tainted or something. I don't know. The white lady said she would sit at a public hanging, not a fucking lynching. Different things. People act like you're acting like even we never publicly hung people before. And the final was the governor down in Florida, who did not call his opponent a fucking monkey. He used a cliche. Is that the right word?
No, he was talking about somebody who was at his rally or something, and he said, this guy over here, macaca or whatever. Is that what it was?
No.
Oh, this is a different story? Because there was years ago, there was a situation where at a political rally, a governor of, I thought it was Georgia or something, he pointed over to somebody in the crowd who turned out to be black. I guess they're off camera, and he called the guy macaca.
No, I know what you're talking about. No, this is regarding the Nelson race. Is that who was in Florida? During the campaign there, he called while talking about Gillum, he said something.
Oh,
yeah, monkeying it up.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, there's more than one incident. Okay, sorry.
Not to monkey up the economy. Yeah, he wasn't. He didn't call the man a monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bishop Talbert, good job on 0 for 3. I think you should apply for that open CNN job because you would fit right the fuck in, man.
Yeah, like Bishop Talbot, he's basically like, he's like Al Sharpton and Tariq Nasheed wrapped up in one. It's like he is really trying to put himself out there as as like one of these activist motherfuckers, like pro-black to the max.
Yeah, not a good look, sir. Not a good look at all. And my final one for the evening, Kirsten Gillibrand.
Oh, this was amazing.
Ooh. Kirsten Gillibrand. She's a senator from New Jersey, New York, one of the two. New York. I'm going to share this one on the screen so y'all can enjoy it in all of its glory. She tweeted out, our future is female, intersectional, powered by our belief in one another, and we're just getting started.
Yeah, my response to that was, your future doesn't include a moon base, therefore your future is invalid.
Yeah, mine was, so men have no place in the future. Weird stance for a politician to take. This is can you imagine if a male politician said this? I asked this morning.
Outrage.
Yeah, if even let's say somebody like Senator Schumer, who's got the credentials of a good and progressive Democrat, if he came out and said the future was male, people would fucking string him up. They would lynch him.
Whoa!
And the chick from Mississippi would come watch. I amuse myself so much. But yeah, you could not get away with saying this. And these are the people who tell us, everybody else is that men are sexist. This is a sexist statement. The future is female? Really?
Mm-hmm.
And you have no problem saying that out loud.
But like how you said, flip the gender, and oh my God.
And intersectional, kiss my ass over my dead body. And granted, you got a head start when it comes to my dead body, but it's amazing to me that something like doesn't even hit their brain. I'm going to go say something incredibly sexist, and I'm not even going to think about it. How many likes did she get for that? I forget.
Oh, probably quite a few.
23,000 at the moment. 23,000.
Hey.
And the funny part is, if you go through the likes, there's a whole lot of men in there.
Well, yeah, male feminists. What?
You have no place in the future, jackass, and you're like, yes.
They want to be subservient to women because please take care of me.
Please let me touch the boobies.
Want
Those
to touch
types.
the hiney.
Like, dude, sucking up to feminists is not going to get you vagina, and you might as well become an incel and sit at your house and bitch about how ugly you are.
And they still fail to realize that to this day.
They do. They'll pat themselves on the back for how woke they is. Sorry, I was looking at one of the people who liked it, and I'm like, yeah, you look like the beta bitch that would do that. I don't understand who people who are like actively against their own self-interest and saying that the future's female and that we have to do everything for female and believe women and all men are pigs and all this shit that these idiots will cheer along with. You do realize you still have a penis, right? Just because you're cheering, you are what might be called a useful idiot. They're not going to make you an honorary woman, for fuck's sake.
That would be something, though.
It would. You're still the bad guy.
Yeah, I was saying a lot of them just basically do it in hopes that they can stick that penis up in that woman that they're cheering for.
Because I'm on the right side of history. Please emasculate me. Random American says the future is females staying at home with kids. With that, guys, we're gonna go ahead and open it up a few minutes early. We have a guest, guys. We have a guest here. Make sure you ask him interesting questions. Chat time. Questions, comments, concerns. Throw them into the chat now. We'll do our best to address them. We pay attention throughout the show, but not much because it's hard to do so. This is your time. This is where we turn it over to you to find out what's on your mind, what you think, and give us something to talk about so we don't run out of things to say. This is what happens.
Bring those questions in.
This is what happens when you don't ask questions yet. Hurry up.
I don't know what to
do. Like, now what?
Monkey, if Little Butt made you mint chocolate anything, would you eat it? Absolutely. Thank you, P-Dog Knight. Kirsten Gillibrand, bitch, please. I'm with you. Fuck her. But she was also, we didn't talk about that other senator. We'll get to her in a minute. She was also one of the big Ford supporters during the Kavanaugh hearing. Inedible Child, thank you. Why did Edward Woodward have so many D's in his name? Because without them, he'd have been Edward Woower.
You're talking about the Equalizer?
I
think you're talking about the Equalizer.
I'm not sure. And Michael, thank you. If the future is female and gender is a social construct, the future is a social construct. Indeed.
Oh.
Yeah. Remember,
also, gender is assigned, so the future is
assigned. That makes it inevitable. Resistance is futile, you guys.
Mm-hmm. All right, I got one right here by John Pierre talking about when's your next shout out. I haven't did a shout out video in
that's true.
How long?
It's been a while.
Ebony Williams, Wings or Ribs. Oh, Ebony, are you gonna make me choose? That's tough, man. Wings or ribs? It all depends on the wings, If they boneless, then I'm going for ribs.
Oh, Pat, you just hurt me.
You know I'm team traditional. Come on, I love my bone-in wings.
I don't. There's no fucking meat on them.
But there's all that meat.
Ain't no meat.
There's lots of meat.
Guys, we will get back to questions in just a second. I completely forgot about this. And you guys know who Senator Hirono is?
Hawaii?
Yes, Hawaii. Miss Men Need to Step Up is what she came out and said during the Kavanaugh hearings.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
She gave an interview the other day that said Democrats struggle to relate to the voters due to how smart we are. Yeah. The reason the Democrats don't relate to voters is just Democrats are just too goddamn smart.
They're smarter than the voters?
Yes.
Because they're Democrats.
Yes. And she said, and she actually did this. I'm not making this up. She says, We don't talk to them with our hearts. We talk to them with here. And she pointed to her head.
So she's a psychic?
Apparently.
Sorry, a telepath?
Yeah, she goes on to say, we don't need to do it with fear, but we need to talk to them emotionally. I'm like, that's all you fucking do. You're the party of feelings, for fuck's sake.
She's nuts.
And if you think you're too smart, go talk to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh,
because that bitch is dumb.
Man, to the max.
Sorry. Did you see my response to that tweet? Says James Colley. I'm not sure if I did or not.
Tweet.
Why does TY? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said which tweet?
Yeah, I'm assuming it was the Gillibrand one. Judging by the time frame of when these questions came in, your boy Pat, were you born into Christianity or did you decide that for yourself?
I was born into it, like I said, taught from a kid on up, and it's like, it wasn't until I had my experience right there where I truly, fully embraced it.
Claxton wants to know, what's your favorite muscle group to work on?
Arms. If anything, man, like I said, I when I started getting back into shape right there, that was the main thing I wanted right there, man. I want them big, strong arms right there.
Yeah. Bitches love arms, guys.
Yeah. It's like arms and chest right there, The hardest part to work on me right here is, I'm saying, is the abs right there, Like I said, I still got them, but sometimes, oh, God. Crunches and sit-ups.
Lady Monkey is an arm fan, and that's why when I first saw you, I was like, I got to show Lady Monkey. Because, Pat got them big-ass arms, y'all. Bitches love arms, man.
Yeah.
Toasted Network says, why does TYT like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez so much? Because she's a socialist.
Mm-hmm.
Why were there no Reagans at the funeral? They're all dead.
They're all passed away.
I mean, his kids are still, some of his kids are still around, but that's about it. Why were there no Reagans at the funeral? Okay.
Yeah, there may have been some in the back row. I mean, they wouldn't be given I saw John Sununu. I thought, oh wow.
Oh, he's still alive?
I could have swore he did. Maybe it was his kid. Because I know
when I was a kid, I always thought his name was John Shamu. And I thought it had something to do with not Water World. What am I saying? Sea World.
Pat, what kind of videos are coming down the line?
Let's see. Right now, like I'm saying, I have a lot of them coming around. Like I said, like I told you, I done invented a lot of other series. Well, like I said, I'm just basically talking about, the deeper part of me. I call it like, let's talk about this. Bring it back to my little Psycho Rick persona that I be doing right now. And like I say, I'm making up some videos where I'm like, talking about like my favorite YouTubers and things like that. We're joking around with them to kind of get a rise out of them and all that right there. Kind of like how I was with shout outs, but in a joking way. So it's like, I got a lot of content going, I'm just trying to get to it, when I'm not working and all that right there, because they got me with this early bird ass thing. And as soon as I come, I'll be like, yeah, I need to make a video, but I also need to take a nap. So which one do I choose?
Yeah.
And also another reason why I'm making a lot of this content, because, I got like a little GoFundMe thing going on where I'm trying to take like a trip, around like kind of spring, I'm saving up money for it, but I'm trying to see if I can get like a little extra money. So it's one of the reasons why I'm really trying to push out as much content as I can.
Are you going to do a travel log while you do it?
Yes.
Cool. Good for you, man. Thank you, Circus Zero. Damn right, I'm smarter than the new Anna movement.
Anna movement?
I'm not sure I understand.
Anna Kasparian?
Oh, yeah, I am too. Excuse me, sorry.
If she wasn't such a narcissistic nut, man, well, she still is fuckable, but she'd be very fuckable then.
Yeah,
she's a bit skeletal at this point. She looked better a couple of years ago.
Yeah, all that purging is not done well for her. Check your logic. Ask, milk chocolate or dark chocolate?
Dark chocolate, 78% cocoa. That's just on the line where it's still yummy without tasting really bitter to me.
Mm-hmm.
The correct answer is milk chocolate. Sorry, guys. Crack says, Pat, what exercises would you recommend someone to start with?
Yeah, basically, like I said, push-ups and sit-ups until and walking around until you can like afford a gym membership. But it's like that's what I basically started out with. It's like every morning I woke up, like I said, I had my push-ups, I got my sit-ups. Like I said, I walk around the block about a good 10 times before I started my day at work. But when I got my gym membership, that's when all the extreme stuff really went down. It's like getting everything that's all flowing and getting all your cardio build up is like one of the biggest key things right there.
Yeah, find a good Marine workout, man. They don't really do weights when they're starting.
Mm-hmm.
Just go run your ass and do old fashioned calisthenics, man.
Oh yeah. And when I did get my gym membership, that's when I started my diet. Because I did that. Yeah, you ever seen that one movie on Pain and Gain with The Rock and Mark Wahlberg and them?
That's
I did that diet right there.
That's one of my guilty pleasure movies. It's not a very good movie, but it entertains me to no end.
Because it showed me like his diet, and man, that dude ate a whole lot of stuff, and I could see how he packed on all that damn weight and that muscle right there because all the food he had to eat, man, from the rice to the cod and all that right there. I'm like, jeez.
Your boy Pat, what's the most racist thing Monkey said to you? How dare you, sir?
I don't know. Has Monkey ever said anything racist towards me?
I am too bitch of a man to say racist things to you. Have y'all seen Pat? Even if I was like the Grand Dragon, I'd be like, nah, he's one of the good Negroes. Because Pat will beat a man. Look at that motherfucker. Anyway, why are they asking Scribe this? Scribe, pulled or roasted pork?
I like pulled pork myself. Between the two, I mean, it's a tiny degree, but I like pulled pork.
Why can't me and Pat answer that? We're both food lovers over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not a food lover. Okay, well, I mean, I live. Don't I?
Didn't say you weren't. I said we are. I said why can't we answer it too?
Well, maybe they want to show me a little love since you guys are kind of dominating the whole show. I don't know.
Yeah, include
Maybe
Scribe.
they want to hear from me. Jeez.
I love all pork, man, but roasted pork, man. Oh man, I love it.
I'm with Scribe on this one. Pulled pork is probably my favorite, unless you're talking about ribs, in which case,
yeah, okay. Yeah. Good ribs are good ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diesel Dave saying what you should try Domino's sweet mango habanero. Man, you ain't telling me something I already don't know. I want to love me some Domino wings.
Devil Fruit wants to know how much you can bench, Pat.
Me, like I said, last time I was bench pressed, like I said, I was doing like a good 350. Shit, that's just like like the max right there, hitting that one. Shit.
Yeah, Pat can almost bench twice my body weight, and I'm crippled. I'm gonna be racist to him. Let's see what else got going on. May I say something? Okay.
Yes, but I would recommend you type it in this instance.
Indeed, yeah, because we're not going to hear you if you say it. Christine says, "Did you see Dole yesterday?" Yeah, man.
Oh, wow. That was kind of painful to watch in a way. I mean, it was something, but man, my image of him is still stuck for when he was running for president. Honestly,
I had two emotions there. There was a part of me that was like, "This is a sad thing to watch," because Bob is just not what he was.
No.
But then there was the other part of me who went, "Yes, America, bitches," because this man who had no business even being up out of that chair. As you can see, his hand can't even make the salute mark. He stood up and saluted his former president. Man, that was an American moment right there, man. Like, fuck yeah, bitches, America. Anyway, Rico, I know you yelled at me about how I said your name. I don't remember exactly anymore because that's who I am.
Rico Suave.
Catholic boy here. My mom even made me do all the altar boy work. I said, how come the priest never touched me? Was I such an ugly kid? Ow. Jesus. As long as your mom didn't say yes, then I guess you're okay. Do any of y'all have hobbies that do not include a computer?
That's it. Well, hmm,
I like watching movies.
yeah.
I don't watch as many anymore, but Pat works out.
Well,
Yeah, I
monkeys.
worked out and was like, I write.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
I can't write like SDA can, but
Monkey's got a new movie to watch too.
I do. Lady Monkey over that says, "That's not for little bud, is it?" I'm like, "No, it's not for little bud."
Yeah, I would not get the Grand Monkey Reservoir Dogs for Christmas. It just probably wouldn't happen.
BG says, "Are you saying you're a bitch? You love Pat's arms?" One, I didn't say I love Pat's arms, but I do love Pat's arms, and if he hugged me, I would probably turn into a little bitch. I'm just like,
because yeah, sometimes I don't know my strength when I hug, especially like I said, I hug people I really like, and they're like, you're killing me.
yeah, I used to get that back when I was in shape, and like, because you don't know, you're just giving somebody a nice hug, and they break. People break so easy. Which is better, roasted or pulled pork? You okay? We already answered that one.
Yeah, we already answered that one.
Do you have your anti-car door slamming cannon ready yet? Oh, we were talking this
What?
morning. This morning, we were talking about bump stocks, and
Oh,
I said I would like to have a cannon so that I could aim it at my neighbor for when they're slamming their goddamn car doors when he has family get-togethers.
I see.
Have you heard
all
about the
right.
giant cow that is too big for the slaughterhouse? I've seen the pictures floating around Twitter. I know
Sounds like a Photoshop deal.
it looks like a Photoshop.
Yeah.
I mean, this cow is like twice as big as any of the other cows in the pen.
Dang.
Um,
Maybe too big for the slaughterhouse, but it ain't too big to slaughter.
yeah, just stand up on top and pop it in the head.
John Pierre saying, Scribe, all right, me, you, and Monkey. McRib will make DLT. They still make McDLTs?
No, McRib by far.
Yeah, I know they still make them real. I'm like, damn, I haven't heard of McDLT since what?
I haven't had McDonald's in at least a year, so I don't know.
I had McDonald's for lunch.
Well, you go, Merkin.
Lady Monkey brought me home a quarter pounder, French fry, a large diet with no ice, which is what I like, and an apple pie.
I ain't here because like I go to McDonald's right now. It's like when I was little, it used to be so big. Now, I'm so big now. It's like, the hell is this? This can barely fit in my damn palm of my hand.
Yeah. Black Roman says, I just saw that Bethesda may have doxed its customers. Anyone know if this is true?
So someone on Twitter claimed that somehow their Bethesda account received all of the tickets people had submitted to get their sort of gift for the bags. You know how the bags were the wrong kind of material?
Yep.
So somebody put in a claim saying, here's my information to prove that I bought the collector's edition. I want my 500 atoms or whatever. Somehow this person's account got all of those entries on their account and can view all their information and credit card type information and email addresses and personal stuff. And they put a screenshot of this on the Twitter. So granted that it's real, yeah, that's fucked up. And the other question is like, well, if it happened to this person, were they the only one, or did a whole bunch of other people suddenly get a download of a bunch of other people's personal information? So there you go. Yeah, so people's account
I saw
names,
that woman's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, people's account names can now be associated to their personal email addresses, apparently. So
I saw the screenshot that person put up, and they don't say they got the credit card information. They say they got the credit card type.
Yeah, I said type.
So,
did I say type? I thought I said type.
I'm not sure if you did or not. I just want to make sure people they didn't get like the credit card number. Right. They just got whether it was Visa, MasterCard, whatever.
Yeah, which is nothing.
The thing that they put up though also had all kinds of other support tickets in it.
Mm-hmm.
The one was that the person had linked their Microsoft account wrong or their Xbox account wrong, and I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. What I saw is easily fake, but that doesn't mean it's fake.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Ronnie Coleman still being a cop even after winning Mr. Universe 6 times?
Why shouldn't he still be a cop?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, does Mr. Universe pay on a consistent basis and have benefits?
Yeah, no shit. Mr. Captain Bramble says, Ranting Monkey, Scribe Light, and Satsu, who's not even here. I've had a very bad day, and I'm glad you guys are here for the distraction. Thank you guys so much for doing what you do. Thank you for watching. Thank you for. I told my wife right before I came in here to do this, I was like, I have to go entertain people, and like, God, I hope I don't fail. That is that is a worry for me, because that's our job. You know that, right? And what we do here is to entertain. And if we fail, it's like, oh,
how do I make up for it?
Yeah, because there's Pat. What is your favorite Christmas movie, and why is it Die Hard?
Well, they just answered it. Of course, it's Die Hard, man. Because, like I said, number one, it's action packed right there, and it's got my Christmas stuff up in there. You know, it's got my music. It's got it's got all the little lighting and all that right there. But it's my action right there. Die Hard, the best movie of all time. If they try to make a reboot, I will kill them.
Oh, man. Well, they've tried to reboot it 17 times with Bruce Willis, but it's never really quite done well, except for maybe the second one.
I knew it was based on a book, but I'd never actually looked it up. And I looked it up today. Like
loosely.
Not that loosely, actually. I mean,
yeah.
In the book, his wife is dead, and he's actually going there because his daughter invited him. His daughter's actually having an affair with Ellis. I mean, so many of the names are yeah. And I would be interested for them to do the original stories, because it's actually a sequel. What became Die Hard is a sequel book. I forget the name of the original book, but yeah, it's part of a series.
You know what they should do? They should. Well, they did this kind of like with Star Wars. They took the original script of Star Wars and did a graphic novel on that story, and pulled Star Wars from like a pre-final edit version of the story of Star Wars. It's very, very different. The characters, the situations. So if they did a graphic novel based on the original story rather than doing a movie, that might actually be kind of interesting.
Celtic Mandalore says, you have to be the opposite sex for a month. What would you do, and how long would your fingers be pruned? I would stretch myself so badly. There would be
the opposite sex for a month. Well, I would use. If I had preparation, I'd get myself a webcam and get myself a My Free Cams account to try to make some extra money for a month.
Fuck that! I'd be on Twitch.
Like, Twitch, oh shit! Yeah. I got this. Well, for how long now?
A month.
A month.
You're gonna have a period in there at some point too.
Yeah, it's like that part gonna suck right there. But it's like for that whole entire month. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Me and you. Oh, we finna make some money.
Connor Johnson, thank you. If I can think of a terrible Christmas movie, it's Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas. It's in every manner possible. I've never seen it.
Oh, it's so bad. I've never seen it, but I've seen like 3 or 4 different reviews covering different pieces of it. It's so bad.
Peter says I would finally have a chance to fuck a lesbian.
Yeah, get your scissor on.
I like how priorities. Good job there, Peter. You're right, because I would be sitting around with a mirror and a flashlight going, yeah. And he's like, no, I'm gonna go bang me a lesbian. That's smart, is what that is.
Or take some pictures of yourself, because you're not going to look the same in a month, and then like sell them.
Yeah, because I've already seen what I look like as a woman and stuff like that. Now, keep in mind, like I said, I look Muslim, but shit.
Gregory Hurst says, Scribe Light, you really think Die Hard 2 is better than 3? Of course it is.
Oh yeah.
Is it better than 3? Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed 3. Don't get me wrong, but if I had to rate them, it would go in order of the films. They have gotten progressively worse. Now, the distance of badness from movie to movie got very wide after 3.
Yeah.
But 3 is not nearly as good as 2, and 2 is not nearly as good as 1. So yeah. But I like them. I like the first 3 overall, but everything after that I was not at all impressed by.
I like the first 4, but 4 wasn't a Die Hard movie.
Yeah, that's true too.
If 4 had been just some random one-off film somewhere, I'd probably like it. But Yeah, it's just not Die Hard. They just slapped Die Hard on there because Bruce Willis was in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
4 was shit compared to the rest. Have you seen 5?
Yeah. Oh God, no, I haven't. There's
one
a
with the
reason.
son? Oh my
that was
God, it's so
when they go to
bad.
Russia. Yeah, because
Oh, it's so bad.
they had to save on production costs by filming in like Romania or something. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and John Starks, he talking about Home Alone. Yeah, Home Alone went downhill when Macaulay Culkin left. You know.
I'm looking forward to Glass, the sequel to Unbreakable and everything, or sequel. It's one of the Unbreakable sequels next to Split, because that looks like it might be fun. M. Night Shyamalan is a mixed bag of quality in some of his films, but he's with Unbreakable and Split, he's had a pretty good track record so far. So I'm looking forward to Glass.
Scribe Lighthouse cat dog able to go to the bathroom.
Have you ever seen the Human Centipede?
Ooh.
Well, they still had a butthole.
It's internal.
What 2 ancient world factions would you like to see in battle?
Ancient world factions. Pirates and ninjas.
There you go.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you want like the Sumerians and the Babylonians kind of thing. I think that happened, didn't it?
I remember that show that used to come on, like Deadliest Warrior, where they would put like yeah, and I remember they had one like the Spartan versus Ninja. I didn't agree with that one right there, but I was like, the Ninja would beat the if it was like head to head, the Spartan would always beat the Ninja because the Spartan was a tough son of a bitch. But we all know ninjas are like stealth, they're like stealth killers. So it's like if a ninja knew it was if it was like outmatching all that right there, it disappeared and it'd try to come get your ass another day.
Yeah, there was my favorite part of that entire show is when they get out like the ballistic gelatin dummies and then use the weapons on them to see how much damage they would do to a real person. Ooh. I always like those bits. Those are always my favorite parts. The recreations at the end, not so much. The best sort of one-on-one fight recreation things are those ones they've done. I forget what. I think it's like called Sunbat or Bat Sun or something on YouTube, where they actually do costumed superheroes and things fighting each other. They had Wolverine versus Wonder Woman, and it was brutal, and I loved it. And there's a couple more like that that are really good.
I think I've seen some of those.
Jean-Pierre asks Shaq or Larry Bird. It depends on what your team needs. Overall, I'm more of a Larry Bird fan than a Shaq one. Although Shaq did better movies.
Yeah, Bird could shoot threes.
Yeah, he could. I used to love watching that. 3-point competition every year. Oh, Bird's playing. I guess we know who's going to win this one. Overall for basketball, though, I think I'd rather Kareem if I was just picking anyone overall. And yes, I know Jordan and them out. Kareem is an interesting story in that he developed his hook shot because they banned him from dunking.
You're not allowed to dunk anymore.
Yeah, it's true. The college basketball association he played for, because he was so much taller than everybody, and no, you can't do that. So yeah, he came up with the sky hook. Yeah. Kazam. Yeah, actually, I've never seen a Shaq movie. He's just done more than I think. Bird even in Space Jam? Yeah, he was in there briefly, right?
Yeah, he was in there.
I saw Blue Chips. I remember
Blue Chips. Yeah,
I saw Blue Chips once. I saw Kazam. I saw part of Kazam at somebody's house one time.
Yeah, that saw Steel.
Yeah, I saw Steel one time. Those I know he's done at least 1 or 2 other movies, but those are the ones that I actually saw.
Best NBA player of all time: Wilt is still Reggie Miller. Individual all-time best player, hands down. You might not like it, is Michael Jordan. That man kept the Bulls basically by himself until they built a good enough team around him to do anything. Jordan is just the best players ever played. Sorry. And I don't like saying that as a Celtics fan. I really don't.
I know, and I'm a Spurs fan, so it's like, no.
But still, I mean, Jordan has to be Jordan. If you're talking all around team player, Magic Johnson. I mean, is anybody even close to his assists? That man, yeah. Oof. And I haven't watched basketball in a long time. Jordan was a baseball player. Shut up. He was not.
He was a golfer.
He
was a golfer.
And then you got Wilt Chamberlain, I'm saying, who got records that will never be broken, especially with today's rules. What I'm saying, I gotta admit, like, what were the rules back then when he made those records right there, If it was like the same rules, I think somebody could come close, but you ain't breaking those, especially like the points. I'm like, oh God, who can score damn near 100 points in the game?
Yeah, didn't he do it once? Actually, break 100?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, but you also have to remember Wilt, and this is sorry, white guys. Wilt was playing mostly against white guys. And that's all you really have to say. And I'm not saying white guys can't play basketball, but
they can't jump.
They can't. And unless you have somebody like Bird who could overcome his whiteness by throwing it from really far away, you don't get white boys can't play basketball. I've tried.
Mm-hmm. And you're the spokesperson for all white guys.
No, dude, I could actually play basketball pretty good. I'm partially joking there, but there is it's kind of like looking at NFL records from before integration, or when you start seeing black athletes come in, you always have this one athlete who seems to do like really fucking well because he's playing against the white guys who now have to actually up their game because they're playing against all of the best instead of just the best white boys out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not saying the best white boys weren't good. It's just saying that they were able to get lazy because they weren't playing against the best athletes. They were playing against the best white athletes. And that's like playing against the best woman, for fuck's sake. Was Chamberlain like 2 feet taller than the rest of the competition? I don't know how tall he was compared to the honkies he played against.
He's tall.
I don't know that Wilt in today's league would be more than just a good player. Thoughts on Wilt's acting career? Has nothing on Kareem's, man.
Airplane.
Kareem, he went up against Bruce Lee.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in Airplane, which is one of my favorite movies ever, and I love the part where he grabs that little white kid.
Yeah,
it's like you tell your dad to drag. Who are the players? I forget. Up and down the court, Lanier. I remember. Up and down the court for 48 minutes at a time. Because the little guy, my dad says you phone it in sometimes or some shit like that. You tell your dad, yeah. If you haven't seen Airplane, watch it because it's amazing. White male athletes, women, ranting monkeys.
Especially the jive part.
Oh God!
Where Mrs. Cleaver,
Mrs. Cleaver comes up and does the jive talk. That was so awesome. Some of the things they thought up in that, because like that's one of them. I mean, it's okay. You have to have somebody interpret jive talk for the stewardess. Who's it going to be? Mrs. Cleaver.
Yeah, I'm still amazed to this day they got as many people to do the things that they did in that movie that they did because Peter Graves and a lot of those guys, they were like serious actors.
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen was at that point.
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen was a relatively serious actor at that stage of the game. What's his name? Unsolved Mysteries. I'm suddenly forgetting his name.
Robert Stack.
Yeah, Robert Stack. Yeah, he was a serious actor. He was like, hell, he eventually did the Beavis and Butthead movie, but yeah, he was Elliot Ness, for gosh sakes. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Captain Brambles. Yeah, it was Walton and Lanier. You tell your old man to drag Walton and Lanier up and down the court for 48 minutes. Yes. That shit was awesome. Yes, Mrs. June Cleaver. She speaks jive in that movie. It's awesome.
I wonder how many takes they had to take of that, or if, how she trained to learn to deliver that dialogue.
Come with some slack, Jack.
I just love how straight everybody plays that fucking movie.
That's the only way it works. It only works if everybody takes it completely seriously. That's what makes it so funny.
The only parts in those movies where they don't play it straight is when, and it only happens like once in Airplane 1 and maybe twice in Airplane 2, where they'll look at the camera. And
breaking the fourth walls a little bit. Sometimes it works, like in Top Secret. It worked at Top Secret when they're talking about what's going on, and then the lady says, "It all sounds like some kind of bad movie." Yes. And then they cut to the two of them and look at the camera really slowly, and then look back at each other and continue. It's just like
no, there's a part in it where the main dude who's flying off to chase after his love, the woman of his life. He looks at the camera and goes, "Ain't that a pisser?" And it just works. It just works. Picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue. That is so good. Lloyd Bridges, that's another one. Lloyd Bridges was a serious actor.
And then after that, man, he got a real bug for doing comedy because he was in a whole bunch of crazy stuff after that.
But they don't make him like that no more.
No, they don't. And it was so good. Well, I think they
tried. They just like Hot Shots tried that kind of thing.
It's just been done too many times. There's only so many jokes you can make about serious movies, and it still work. Anyway, guys, that does wrap it up for tonight. I would like to thank you all for the donations, for coming to hang out with us as you always do. Best audience on YouTube. Oh, thank you, Inedible Trout. Reggie Miller scored 9 points in 8 seconds. End on that. There you go. That threw me off. Oh, best chat on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining us, as you always do. Satsu, feel better. Scribe, thank you for joining me. And Pat, thank you for sitting in with us, man. It's always a pleasure.
No problem. I loved it.
Guys, make sure you go check out Pat's channel, and I will throw it in the description here. But just look up your boy Pat, and you'll find him, and go watch his. That latest video is really good. Like I said, it is hard to watch in parts, but it's a really good, just honest video. So check that out. Everybody, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Your lives make us sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Oh shit! There is no game stream tonight, so don't go looking for it. I forgot to mention that. So don't go looking for that. We'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.